Every filmmaker has run into this scenario before. Days before shooting a huge project, after all the pieces are in place, cast, crew, gear, locations, etc., something happens that brings down the entire thing. Well, that happened to us. For us, it was the location of our short film that fell through the day before we were ready to shoot. So what were we supposed to do? Well, if you're thinking, well, shoot something else instead, come up with something at the last minute and use all the people and resources you already have to make a new film, then you're absolutely crazy. After getting the bad news, we met up with our DP Tanner. What?
The eyebrows.
After getting the bad news, we met with our DP Tanner to brainstorm some ideas. He had flown in just for this project, so we had to do something. After thinking of a couple ideas, we finally decided we'd make a neo-noir movie trailer. Based on, Marcus?
Yeah.
You ever heard of Blue's Clues?
Yeah, you already told me.
Okay, I did tell you this.
You got me the stick.
I gave you the stick. He knows what he's doing.
I know what I'm doing. This is gonna be a disaster.
And
What's the story of this?
did you want a story? The idea is that Hollywood likes their gritty reboots, and they're always bad. Like, their gritty reboots are almost always not good. And so we were like, what if they made a gritty reboot, right, of Blue's Clues? So this is hopefully a good fake trailer, but it's not gonna be a good movie. So like, we're making a trailer to a very bad gritty reboot.
So we purposely made a bad movie?
Yeah, kinda. No, a trailer. We purposefully made a trailer to a bad movie.
Good trailer to a bad movie.
Yes. And we like really went into it. Like, we were talking with Marcus and we're like, okay, you're a veteran, you have PTSD, and you also have a mental disorder. And I don't know if this is a real mental disorder, and we just were like, for the story, this is what the bad gritty reboot would do. He personifies everything that he sees, right? So you see a salt shaker, he sees a person. Like, he knows that it's not really a person, and he's able to distinguish reality from fantasy to an extent. But the way that he, as a detective, solves crimes is he's able to like visualize all the evidence as like individuals, right? Have I lost anybody here? Did I lose you? And he had a service dog / police dog who would help him find these clues and solve crimes. But as we know from the trailer, Blue is no longer with us, is she? And we figured out where the clues all line up, and we don't know how the movie ends.
Do we know who the killer is?
We don't even know what the crime is, really. We know someone's dead, and like maybe a painting got stolen, but that's about it. So dumb that this isn't gonna be a good movie. When putting together a film production at the last minute, things can get a little hectic in here.
Do we have 2 floppies?
Yeah.
Do we have 2 extra C stands is the question.
Yeah.
Really?
So here is a list of everything that needs to get done in the order that it needs to get done.
Well, what are we waiting for? I don't know.
Number 1, the script. For us, the script was more of an outline since we were making a fake movie trailer, but you should always have something that you can refer back to. I refer to my script every single step of the way, from planning to shooting to editing, whether that be a fake trailer or a big short film. Number 2, actors. You need to make sure that you have the talent necessary to make this thing happen. We were lucky enough to already have Marcus Ellsworth, the actor who was going to be the main character for our other project, as the main character for this one. So we were all good there. But we needed a few more, so we reached out to our good friend Tyson Lund to play the part of Joe. Joe.
Just, Joe.
It's Joe.
It's Joe from Blue's Clues. That's
Yeah.
what we're doing.
Get it? And then we all just played the remaining roles. So Tanner was Josh. He's the new host. Josh is the new host. Tanner plays him. I play the assassin, and Neil plays the dead body. Number 3 is locations. Your script may very well be affected by the locations that you have access to, so be sure to stay flexible during all these first steps. We knew that we had access to our houses, so we decided to set the scenes mostly inside of houses. So Steve's house, a crime set in a house, this wall, a kitchen, you get it. We also knew that we could film in this area behind my dad's office and use their hose, so we were sure to write in a scene that took place in the rain. After finalizing all our locations, we were then able to finalize our script, and get to work. Number 4 is the shot list or storyboard. This is more of my personal workflow, but I like to have a very detailed and rigid shot list to make it easier while on set. For this project specifically, I pre-edited the final trailer with the song and used markers so that I knew exactly how many shots we'd need, and then we just worked backwards, plugging in the shots once we had them all shot. From there, we picked a few additional shots that would look good in a trailer and placed them in locations we knew we'd have access to. Number 5, the crew. You need to keep in mind that with too small of a crew, you're gonna have to do a lot more work on the day, and that will slow things down quite a bit. But with too big of a crew, it'll also be a lot to coordinate and will also slow things down if you're doing something last minute like this. I found that it's usually best to have something in the middle. We ended up having less than 10 people who were able to help out, including myself as director, Neil as our VFX supervisor, Tanner as our DP, Jake as our grip, Beck and Melissa as our PAs, Colin as our swing/BTS shooter, and Victoria and Amelia as our camera assistants. This allowed us to work quickly and efficiently without needing to worry about a crew that was too large or bloated. Make sure to work with people who will make this a fun experience. And make sure to be a person that will make this a fun experience. You don't always have to have people who are experts in their field, especially when you're working on a project as quickly and as low budget as this. It's far more important to have people who will bring a positive attitude and atmosphere than it is to have somebody who knows every little detail of what they're doing. You can shoot for 12 hours like we did, but if everyone is having fun, then it's just a bunch of friends hanging out and making a movie. Number 6, props and costumes. An often overlooked aspect of filmmaking is the art direction. Good costumes and props are going to be what separate a film from like a sketch. Of course, it isn't the most important thing, but it does go a long way to elevating your project. For us, for this project, we knew that we had to get a striped shirt for Steve. As silly as it looks, we knew what his costume had to be. So as soon as Goodwill opened the morning of the shoot, we went and scoured and looked for anything we could find, and we ended up finding one that was the wrong color. But, you know, we're not shooting this in color, so that's all right. Additionally, we knew we were going to need a lot of props, so we made sure that we had access to a bucket and trowel, a salt shaker, a letter, a dog collar, and so on. There were a few items that we couldn't find on such short notice, so we did rely on Neil a bit to bring the clock and chair to life in post.
Just the chair?
Yeah, just the chair, right? Number 7, the gear. Okay, so this is something that a lot of people will put higher on their list, but in my opinion, it's probably the least important thing here. Of course, more gear and better gear will make things easier. I won't disagree there. We did have a bit of help from our Aperture 200Xs and a Nova, but every setup was anywhere between 1 and 3 lights, and honestly, those could have been work lights from Home Depot. It did make things easier that they were pro lights, but with a little work, any light would have done the trick. As far as camera goes, we shot this on our Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K Pro, and we had a cheap UV filter that we put on the lens, and we slathered it in Vaseline to give it a weird little vintage look. We even used gaff tape on an old picture frame to get this Venetian blinds effect in our scenes. So nice gear definitely does make things easier, but it's not necessary. When working on a tight schedule like we were, you do what you can with what you can, because there are honestly far more important things to worry about. And that's everything for putting a last-minute shoot together. As what?
No, I'm just... No.
What?
Nothing. It's just from the angle, it looks like your left eye or this eye.
You're making fun of my eyes now?
I'm just making sure that
You're making fun of my disformed eyes?
Your handsomeness, okay? I want you to be attractive.
Are you saying that I'm not attractive?
Not in that moment, but now you are, because your eyes are wide open.
Wow. And that's everything for putting a last-minute shoot together. Is this what you want?
Wider!
And that's everything for putting a last-minute shoot together. As far as the post-production of this project goes, we had a relatively easy time compared to our other projects. Neil had to make a CGI clock, and he did, I guess, have to do a little bit more than make a chair for this one scene. But aside from those, all we had to do was add some blood elements here and there, and for once, we actually planned a shoot that wouldn't be too hard VFX-wise. So, you know, maybe we should, like, remember that for the future.
No.
What? Let us know if there are any effects or elements of this video that you'd like more of a deep dive on, or if there's anything you'd like us to see go over from any of our other past videos. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and become a patron if you really want to help support the channel. You can just go to patreon.com/slackshack and join any tier, we would really appreciate it. Either way, thank you so much for watching to the end of this video. If you'd like to watch a really fun video about how to get 1 million views on your short film, you can click on this video right here, and we will see you guys next time. Did they click on it yet?
Why aren't they clicking on it?
Man, this is exactly what I
We
want
should've
not
just
to happen.
cut it. Why didn't we just cut?
You can push
No,
the record button,
They haven't clicked it yet, though.
but just push